You ready to? We ready? We're gonna jump right in this because
Just do it.
it's been
Just do it.
12 hours, and let's do it.
I can't believe our first hit MIT. MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've
he's
ever been in
watching
your entire
them?
life.
I can't.
I knew it.
Oh wow.
Oh, that'll make me jump off a roof too.
Nice.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other.
Oh my goodness!
Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
What the hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering.
What?
Suit yourself.
Oh, this is straight up the video game.
Shut it.
Go home! And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter
Why are
Parker's
you
heart.
doing this to yourself, man?
No. Ah.
What is happening to me?
Is it coming out of his wrist?
Excuse me, Dr. Banner. I need your help.
What did you say your name was? If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of
The hand?
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
Okay. Jen, straight out the gate here. Overall reaction to that. Overall thoughts.
Incandescently happy. Incandescently happy. I'm just so happy. There's so okay. I think I'm starting to say this with many trailers we review on our show. They put so much in there, and yet there's not a lot in there at the same time. There's so many things happening in this trailer to both hype us up and to make us wonder what the freaking frack is happening in there. So I'm gonna stop there because if y'all know me, and some of you do, I could keep going. So
Well, let's
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Let's throw it to our illustrious guest, Evan. Evan,
please.
Yeah, I think this looks fantastic, and I'm saying this as someone who's I was kind of hot and cold on the previous trilogy. I think that like the Home trilogy, as it's called right now, really dug Homecoming. Not a huge fan of Far From Home, and then No Way Home, of course, was the big. Amazing, one of the best Spider-Man movies ever. Yeah. I'm super this trailer really gives me a lot of benefit of the doubt for this movie specifically. This is going to be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, the guy who directed the recent Wonder Man. Did you guys see?
Loved Wonder Man.
Oh, we loved Wonder Man.
And he did Shang-Chi too, right?
Yeah.
Rings. He's an amazing director. It's very clear, you can see from like he's taking the imagery and everything from Spider-Man comics and like putting them in live action.
The last 3 shots of that
he's holding the guy and he's
were all those were all like panels from comic books.
Yeah. So he has like an amazing he has kind of like an amazing vision of how he wants this world to look and everything. And of course, like we'll go bit by beat and everything, but this movie is just jam-packed with stuff. There's so much going on in it like Jen said. It's just there's a lot of different moving pieces, and I'm hyped to see how they all connect together.
Okay, huge Spider-Man fan, and this feels okay.
That shot right there,
This feels so good. This is Spider-Man on his own, no high tech, no billionaires to help with suits. No one knows him, but
literally back to square
one.
Man
got the key to the city. No one he's back to square one, washing his own suit. But just the imagery alone in here, I thought it would be a little brighter, just color wise, but I love it. And then in addition of the Punisher, obviously they've met before this because he called him Frank, but this is straight from the video game, man. This is me playing. And then he was about to. This is perfect. He was about to curse, and he webbed him right before he could get the ucker out. And that's how you bring those two worlds together. That was the moment right there where I'm like, I've seen and read this too many times for me to think that this is anything good. There might be a multiple arm situation happening in this one, is my thoughts. And all this that they're showing with him going through everything he's going and actually shooting out web now, this is his next mutation sort of deal. We just know that other mutation is more arms sometimes. But this is, I don't know what to expect. I saw like 3 villains in this thing.
Yes. There are 3 villains in here.
We saw the Hand.
Yep.
We saw Scorpion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scorpion. Who else is in this?
There's Tarantula.
Yeah.
In the last shot. Yeah.
And Boomerang is in one of the shots. Which is they're lower tier. Yeah, he was right there actually. But they're lower tier ground level villains, which is like, and not to like talk a lot about it, but one of the things that I've been waiting for a lot in a Spider-Man movie, like my entire life, has been like a gang war movie, right? Like Spider-Man like fighting on the ground and fighting. As far as we know, Vincent D'Onofrio is not signed up for this movie, unfortunately. I would have loved to see Kingpin in this, but we are getting Tombstone, another big, he wasn't in the trailer, but Tombstone is going to be in this. And I don't know.
Being played by the guy from Black Lightning. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
perfect casting.
Yeah, perfect casting. And also had a recent resurgence thanks to the video games. Really fantastic take on Tombstone in there. But I don't know how much do you guys know in terms of like, because I know I'm saying this as someone who did this a lot for my job, but like I know a lot of them.
What should we know, Evan?
What should you know? Well, there's
what should we know?
As you might see in the trailer itself, at one point when Peter opens the door to the tank, it appears that there's an old lady inside of the tank. At which point there seems to be something happening where she looks at someone.
I saw that.
Yeah. So while this isn't confirmed, this has been something that has been talked about for months. One of the actors of the many thousands of actors who are going to be a part of this movie, one of them is Sadie Sink, who recently is mostly known for Stranger Things. She played Max in Stranger Things. And the big rumors, the rumor mill has it that she is going to potentially be Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And that this is going to be the introduction of one of the first. We've already had a couple of mutants. Namor and Miss Marvel are mutants in the MCU, but this will be our first our first official MCU X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah.
X-Men. So that's again not confirmed. Even I don't know if that's the case yet, but all signs are pointing to the idea that maybe Jean Grey is going to be a part of this, which will be very interesting because that like never happened in the comics in terms of like Spider-Man and Jean Grey have had a couple interactions, but nothing like huge,
but nothing story like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Man,
and also the Hulk's in it. And like a lot of
Hulk is my guy. I'm so excited. Hulk is my favorite. So for me, when see Mark, I'm like, yes, thank you.
So obviously, we saw Mark Ruffalo in it, and he's not Professor Hulk. He's just He's just Banner. He's just Bruce. That's
Leave-
it.
Listen, leave Professor Hulk alone. I don't have a
Do
problem
we
with Professor
do we
Hulk.
get, a tear up the city sort of Hulk, or do we get another? I've heard so many rumors about like another certain color of a Hulk.
Oh
perhaps.
yeah.
Well,
So
here's
there's so much in this. This is a comic book come to life. I hope this movie is like 2.5 hours because I'm gonna need enough time with everything.
listen. If all of us nerds can sit through every single extended edition of the Lord of the Rings, we can sit through a 3-hour Marvel movie because we did it for Endgame too. Don't give me
when
Endgame.
people started complaining about like what was a recent movie that was super long? Maybe Avatar. Like
Oh,
that may have been
Avatar.
long.
Yeah, that was like practically 4
We
hours.
have been through
Yeah,
the Titanic. We have been through extended edition Lord of the Rings.
Titanic, 2 tapes.
2 tapes.
2 tapes. That's right.
That's how long that thing was. It took 2 VHS tapes. And
Old
when
heads
DVD
remember.
came out, it took 2 discs. Anyway.
But with this is I think this is just a comic book come to life. This looked great. Real quick too, a few questions to toss around.
Well, I wanted to jump. I'm sorry to interrupt. I wanted to jump on a few things that Evan said, just
go ahead.
for the sake of conversation. One of the things I'm hoping I see, because, and Evan, correct me if I'm incorrect with comic book lore. Bruce Banner won't remember Spider-Man, but the Hulk will. Correct?
Oh, that's something. So that's an excellent point, because that is accurate to the comics in the fact that Hulk remembers it, whereas Bruce Banner doesn't. So that's primarily, we don't know what Hulk, a Hulk is going to show up in this. We've seen, there have been promotional material that shows like the Hulk appearing. So Jen makes a great point. That's a great point, Jen, because I hadn't even thought of that. It's like, yeah, he could potentially know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. As Dion mentioned, there is the potential that this is going to be a Hulk of a different color. For those who aren't comic book fans, one of the main personalities of the Hulk, if you can believe it, his second personality was when he was a character named Joe Fixit. And Joe Fixit is... Jen, are you familiar with Joe Fixit? Do you know who Joe Fixit is?
No, I'm not. Like, one of the things that I need to start doing is getting into more comic books, because that's the one area that I'm late to the game in. So my comic knowledge lacks.
No worries. Go ahead and describe how cool this Hulk is, man.
I mean, cool. So Joe Fixit was the second ever version of the Hulk, and he appeared in the early mid 1980s. And Joe Fixit is a gray-skinned Hulk who believes that he is a gangster. He lives in Las Vegas. He wears a pinstripe suit. He carries around a Tommy gun. Like, this is it's completely ridiculous, but like, I love.
I'm gonna research this later.
Just type it into Google; it'll show him immediately. But I've been waiting for that version of the Hulk I didn't think that version of the Hulk would ever appear. There were rumors originally that for those who don't know, there was a rumor that the villain Mr. Negative would appear in this, and you would know Mr. Negative because Mr. Negative showed up in the video game,
in the first game,
in the games and everything. And one of his powers is that when he touches someone, he has the ability to turn them effectively flip a switch to make them from good to evil, evil to good. And so that was maybe the idea, that he would touch the Hulk, turn him into Joe Fixit, and we would go from there. But
that would be
that would be super cool. But that's who Joe Fixit is. That's a primer on it. There's a couple of other Hulks, but I doubt any of the other ones are gonna.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's what I'm curious about, because since everyone now doesn't remember who Peter Parker is, I'm wondering if because one of the things that we've talked about on the show, especially more on the DC side with the newer movies that have come out, how they seem to be going more comic book hard or more comic book accurate. So, which I think is very important. I know Dion and Doc agree with that, because one of the things we always say on our show was use the source material. It's there. Just use it. So that's a detail I'm actually hoping to see, because with what we know has happened to Peter and what we're ultimately going to get, I think for me personally, my own opinion, I think it would be a nice moment to where it would be a nice surprise that Peter has a little bit of relief of knowing there's someone that still remembers me.
Yeah.
So, like with everything else going on, because like with what we're seeing in this trailer, starting from square one, like he's washing his Spider-Man suit in a washer machine, probably in a basement, holding the key to the city and no one to share it with.
It's rough.
That's
But
Spider-Man,
that's
man.
Rough, man.
that's kind of where Peter excels when he's at the bottom of the food chain and kind of his life being systematically destroyed by being Spider-Man. And this
Yeah,
is kind of feels like it's going in that direction again.
Yeah.
And I do think this with the Spider-Man too, I think it's 4 years after No Way Home. So I think it's 4 years after that. So he's been doing this for 4 years now. We got sort of like a veteran street level sort of Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
And Evan, you talked about it a little bit, just that having a street level MCU shift, because we've been multiverse jumping so much, and now we truly get like a pocket of New York where it was like we got essentially what the cartoons and comics used to be. Around the block, we could possibly see Frank Castle, Daredevil. We got the Hand, man. How is Daredevil not going to win? You know, or so
Dude.
Evan, just do you feel like the street level it's a good shift from what we've been having with the MCU in the past?
Yeah.
I really do, because there has been, and especially since the Netflix MCU stuff ended, and yeah, we got Daredevil back, and yes, Jessica Jones is coming back, which I can't wait for. That comes out next week, by the way, season 2, Daredevil Born Again. But one of the things that it kind of has been lacking, the MCU has been lacking, is a lot more of the grounded stuff. I mean, even like Wonder Man was more a grounded approach to superheroes in general, but we have kind of missed that in terms of like, you know, like we had there's been Guardians of the Galaxy, there's been the Avengers movies that have been so big, but even the last Spider-Man movie, like as good as that was, it still was very like not grounded in terms of multiverse stuff. And even before then, like Far From Home didn't take place in New York City, so we had like Homecoming was very grounded, which was great. But this feels like the right time to kind of do that, and you can still have it be very big. Obviously, this movie is huge in terms of the number of pieces that are moving around and everything. But being able to like have, man, I've been dying for a movie that has like villains that aren't just like Green Goblin or Venom, or Dr. Octopus.
We've talked about that.
And
he has one of the best road galleries next to Batman. So it's him and Batman, best ones. Just pick. You can close your eyes and pick.
You don't need already, like Scorpion shows up in there, and Scorpion was already like teased at the end of Homecoming. And yeah, there he is. He looks great. Michael Mando has been dying to play Scorpion for so long. But being able to bring in, this is the perfect venue to bring in a lot of villains, because this is effectively, and I don't know the plot overall as to whether or not it's a bunch of gangs that are fighting against each other. For now, it kind of seems like it's just Tombstone. But the idea of like a mob employing Tarantula and Boomerang and Scorpion and trying to take out Spider-Man, that's perfect. You don't need to know what Boomerang's backstory is. He's just a guy with boomerangs.
I mean, yeah.
I like, there's a couple of things I want to jump on here, but yeah, I agree with that. With some of these stories, we don't need the backstory. Just say, here are the characters on the chessboard and go. Just go. But yeah, one of the things we talked about on the show, especially when we were reviewing season 1 of Daredevil, is we talked about quite a few times how Spider-Man is here. He's about. In the comic books, they cross paths more than once. So I'm also wondering with this, because of how much we talked about it when we were doing our Daredevil episodes, are we going to possibly finally get a Daredevil Spider-Man crossover? Because we're on the ground, we're getting into the grit with this one, and I'm wondering too, like, even though we may not get Kingpin, I wonder if he's going to kind of be like Emperor Palpatine. You always know he's there. There's like some mention of him, his shadow somewhere going on. So do you think that could be a possibility that we might get that?
I think there could be a strong possibility. Like the thing is that Vincent D'Onofrio has said a lot that like he'd love to do a Spider-Man movie. It feels like it's never going to happen because there's like rights issues and stuff like that. But like he has shown up. He showed up in Hawkeye. Obviously, he showed up in the Daredevil. So like I would hope that maybe like I think that if he does appear, he'll be like a stinger or something like that. This movie has so much going on that it would be tough to imagine how much Wilson Fisk could be in this. But yeah, I would like the way that I would hope that it would end is that it like teases or teases Kingpin, and then in whatever the fifth movie is, it's a Spider-Man and Daredevil versus Kingpin movie.
And that would be perfect. But that would be the perfect like rollout for that one. We already got the combo of Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, it'd be great to actually get Daredevil and Spider-Man. But with Daredevil, apparently comes the Punisher too. So how is this dynamic for this movie gonna work? We know how gritty, how nasty Frank Castle has been, and now we get him next to Spider-Man. It's like a flipping of roles from like Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Well, not really. They both are pretty violent, but it's like one person is like, "Hey, I got all these quips for you." Then the other one is telling like, "Shut the F up," sort of deal. How is that going to combine? Is that like a tone clash, or is like that just perfect evolution for what the MCU is right now? Jen,
for me, I think they can blend it really well because, as like one of the things that I do sometimes is if you take the Marvel piece out of it and just everyday scenarios, everyday people. Some of us know some of the same people, or we don't know some of the same people, and we react differently to different people based on personality, situations, and vibes. So that's going to be the same thing with the Punisher and Spider-Man and the Punisher and Daredevil. Frank is going to be different with Matt versus Pete, because Pete is just, to a point, happy-go-lucky, very peppy. I mean, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and Matt is just like,
he don't look happy, Jen. He don't look happy.
I'm saying in general, like from what we know of Spider-Man when we first met him, like he has like that, like a peppy type thing. So I just feel it can be different dynamics to a point, and it can work, and we know it works because it's in the comic books. So there's no reason for it not to work unless, heaven forbid, the writing is bad.
No, I don't. I hope that's not the case. But Evan, how do you think this is going to clash together, man?
So one of the biggest problems that I think a lot of people had with the idea when John Bernthal was originally confirmed for this was kind of like, well, how's Punisher going to work in a PG-13 movie? Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you how he's going to work. He works exactly like in the trailer, which is Frank is going to be Frank, and every time he tries to do something R-rated, Peter is going to have to web him up
which is hysterical.
Which is hilarious. That's hilarious.
In the trailer already, right?
Yeah, we saw it in the trailer, but
it's the equivalent of Captain America saying to Iron Man, "Language."
Yeah, language. Yeah. It's effectively like Frank is still going to be Frank, and he is definitely going to like try to do stuff like headshots. He's going to try to like shoot somebody with a shotgun, and then Peter's going to have to try to like steer the shotgun up into the air or like do stuff like that. So I think it's going to work a very good dynamic. That's perfect. Yeah.
Thank you. Whoever decided this, thank you.
It was the director, from what I heard. Like he wanted to make sure he put in like actual comic book shots. The one with Tarantula earlier, that's from a comic book.
So good.
Obviously, we knew this one. Like we all know this one. We've seen this in our dreams, and we close our eyes at night. We've seen this one before. But I'm looking forward to this so much. I think that dynamic between Frank and Spider-Man is going to be a really good one. I agree with everything you all said. It's going to be that clash. Hey, I'm going to try to curse, but he's going to web him. Hey, I'm going to try to kill this person. He's going to stop him. And that's going to be a lot for Spider-Man to take on in this. But it's so hard to figure out, at least from this first trailer. And I'm sure we'll get one more before it drops, July? Was it June or July?
July.
July 31st.
July.
July 31st. So
I'm gonna say something that's
I'm sure we're gonna get a lot.
Tiny bit Go ahead.
1 second. Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna get a lot more with it, but it's like, where is this focus going to be? What's the main villain focus? Like, is it somebody, puppeteering, throwing these people, throwing them at it? It reminds me of the Batman Origins game where it was a bounty on Batman's head, or multiple comic books like that, where it's like, it's one night, you got to take him out. Here's the bounty.
Yeah,
that would be even dope, because
that'd be awesome.
I mean, it's endless on what we could have here now, because there's so many villains in this thing, and he has one of the best rogue galleries of all superheroes, and I just saw a solid 4 that I've never seen in a movie before. So I am happy about that. And Peter they keep beating him up, man. This man can't get a win. Like, it's even like the Tobey Maguire ones. I'm like,
he keeps taking an L.
Crying, man. Like, just be happy, man. I just want to be happy. That's all.
Choose happy.
Go ahead, Jid. I just want to be happy.
I'm going to say 2 things. The first one is, I'm going to say something a little controversial.
Ooh.
I don't think we need another trailer. Just let it be. Because we've talked about this recently with the Lanterns trailer for the past 2 weeks. I don't want to know what you have in your hand in this card game. I want to be left surprised. I want to, it's like what I shared on our T'Challa Chadwick Boseman episode. Evan, when that was at a time where I wasn't paying a lot of attention to, who are they casting? Like, all the news that comes out of it. So I went in, I had no idea Black Panther was going to be in there. And it was my first Chadwick. So I was just completely overwhelmed with everything that was happening.
Oh, you mean in Civil War?
Yes, in Civil War.
Oh man, that must be cool.
That was the one.
My mother had to put her hand on my arm and go, "You need to stay calm. We are in the movie theater."
But that's the thing, Devin. She just told us the story. She had no clue.
No clue.
He was in it. Like, could you imagine going into a movie and be like,
I'm sitting there and I see this man and I went, no. So my point is, I don't really want another trailer, because I want to be surprised. I don't want to kind of figure out, I think this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Is it fun to speculate? Of course it is. But I would like to just go in and just have moments of, I can't believe they did that. This happened.
I have a good story that is Spider-Man related to that. And I think about this to this day, because I don't know if you all knew this, but do you know the original marketing plans for Spider-Man No Way Home? Do you know what they were originally planning on doing? Originally, how they were going to sell it to the general audience was that they were just going to sell it as a Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange movie. And you were never going to see, not only you weren't going to see, obviously they kept Toby and Andrew out of the marketing and lead up to the movie, but they weren't even going to show any of the villains. So you would have gone into that movie, and then Green Goblin and Doc Ock and Electro and Sandman all would have shown up without you even knowing. And I think about that sometimes, thinking about how good would that surprise have been.
Because I think they don't understand. It's hard for me. I know they have to get all the promotional stuff out. I get it. They got to sell toys. I know, but off what they've done already, you could just told us it's coming out July 31st and we were going to be there without seeing anything. It's like buying Super Bowl tickets, not knowing which team's going to play, or buying WrestleMania tickets and not knowing the card. Like, we're going to be there anyway, regardless. We're going to show up.
It's like when they announced Doomsday and they just showed the parade of chairs with RDJ at the end of it. I'm like, I'm going. Again, I'm good. I will be there.
But even the marketing for this trailer was actually different. Jen, I'm glad you brought that up too, because yesterday they were just releasing clips of this. I believe they released how many clips was it? 12 to
something crazy. It was like dozens of
24 maybe. Were they just doing like small, very quick snippets of the trailer? I didn't have time for all of that. I was like, I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll just wait till tomorrow morning. But like, you don't even need that Evan, just from your background and everything, how do you think that worked yesterday? It was odd, but what was the point?
What was the point? I mean, it's well, okay. So from a from what was how it was released, you can get the studio reasoning and you can get the real reasoning that we can probably figure out for ourselves. The studio reasoning is to tease people about, oh, get ready, you're going to get hyped for the trailer or whatever. The real reason is that Warner Brothers released Dune 3 yesterday and they didn't want to, like, you don't want to be in the same 24-hour, you know, you can't have Dune 3 and Spider-Man Brand New Day release on the same day because it'll take, like, you know, attention away from one or the other. And that's why I'm still saying, I don't know if you guys knew, but like Dune 3 and Doomsday are still releasing
on the same day.
On the same day. Somebody's gonna blink. I would put money on somebody's gonna. Oh, 100%.
So? Okay.
I don't think that. I think honestly, I think if I had to put money on it, I'd probably say Warner Brothers blinks before Disney does, because Doomsday is going to be so big. But yeah, it'll be
really, because RDJ and Timothy were like, yeah, it's Doomsday, it's fine.
I mean, it's possible, but one of them's going to suffer greatly. And I think if they're both released that same weekend, like, I don't know, are people really going to, man, because both of them are going to be 3.5 hour long movies. And even Barbenheimer wasn't that.
We have sat through the Titanic and all of the stuff.
But even given that, like, I know how I can be sometimes. I know how I can be like really good superhero movies I've seen. I'm probably going to go back and see it that weekend. You know what I mean? Or if somebody didn't go see it, like, hey, you want to go see it? That's how it works. If I have to choose this weekend or that weekend to what movie to see that weekend, I'm gonna go Doomsday. But I think the majority of people will too, just because of the weight of that movie and the fact they started a countdown clock a year leading into this thing. So
and how long we had to wait for this compared to the Dune films. There has been longer tension between the Avengers movies from the last one we got to the one we're getting. So the fact we've had this big expanse of time and we're all like, we're finally getting it. And RDJ is coming back.
I agree with Evan. I think Warner Brothers is going to blink first. Like I don't trust Warner Brothers as far as I can throw them throw a 10-ton banana. But I'm not. I bet they blink and they'll move it up.
To your point, we've actually seen them do this before because we were in the same situation with one of the Harry Potter movies and when one of the Lord of the Rings was coming out. And what did they do? They moved the Harry Potter premiere to the fall and let Lord of the Rings have the summer. So they've done it before.
Yeah, and it's Warner Brothers, man. They like meddling into things, and
stop it.
it's just the way it goes for them sometime, you know. But hey, it's July 31st.
Did you get all your questions, Dion? Did you ask everything you wanted?
I think so. I think we've covered. We've covered a lot.
No, I just want to make sure you got your questions in.
It's just a lot to cover because I'm going off of like my notes that I do have, but then every time I like play the trailer or run a picture, I'm like, man, like they coming for him, man. Like there's no, he gets nothing, man. He has no friends. He's by himself, no relatives, and it makes so many other. It creates so many other questions in the future of like, the whole Bruce Banner thing with the Hulk.
I hope he for me, it's really selfish on my part, but I really want that moment. If I get that, I'm good.
I will say I hope he doesn't just sort of punish himself, because we've seen those scenes with him and MJ, and I'm sure people are gonna like dissect those breakdowns or those parts of that trailer to nausea, but she never looked happy either. It's like she remembers something too. It's like watching him get the key to the city, if this is true in the trailer, because we do know Marvel has a tendency to delete things out of trailers or just give you parts that were never going to be in the movie to begin with. So I think you still got fresh. I think you still got fresh eyes for it. But with MJ, is it too much for Peter Parker to be happy, man? Like
too
how
much.
many
Too much.
How many Spider-Man have?
I mean,
we didn't even talk about this. We brought it up. He could mutate into an actual spider.
Yeah, that's
yes,
this
he could.
This is for those who don't know the comics, this has happened, I want to say 2 or 3 times. The first time being in Amazing Spider-Man number 100, where he gets the additional arms, and he has 6 arms or 4. Is it 4 or 6 arms? He gets
it's 6,
4.
I think. Yeah,
it's 6 arms. Yeah, he gets 6 arms. In the cartoon, he becomes the man spider, which is like a big tarantula-looking thing. But there's also a comic book storyline called The Other that is all about Spider-Man getting the organic web shooters, something we'll talk about a little later. But it also like allowed him to have like giant spikes coming out of his arms and like crazy crap like that. He fought a villain that I'm actually hoping to see in the movies one day named Morlun, who's a really cool idea and concept. But yeah, it's again, they're smashing together like 18 different plots from the comics into one giant thing.
But then it makes me think of like Dr. Connors usually helped him with this mutation, right? There was no inkling to Dr. Connors in this, but there is a Bruce Banner. So who knows if that's been switched to that, so we can get that connection again.
Which then will lead me to questions like, okay, so how does this lead up to Doomsday?
Who knows, Jen? I don't know.
It's like that's an interesting change. It's like, well, technically in the comic books it's this, but let's put Banner in here because Banner's going to be in Doomsday, and then we could do this, and then we could do this, and we could do.
It could be a link, obviously. It could definitely be a link. But even looking at like, I want him to keep his mask on the entire time. I still don't want him to take his mask off. I want him I want him around other superheroes, all of them using their real names. I'm Spider-Man, but the mask still on. I don't want Tom Holland to take his mask off one single time. If he has a superhero team up, man, nothing.
I'm going to push back a little bit just because of the moment I want. If they do the Hulk thing, I would be okay if the mask came off just for Hulk.
Just for cool.
Hulk. That's just me. That's just me. Yeah, because to get back to the web shooters too, I know when this Peter Parker came around, especially for the fans who don't know the comic books, like myself for one, if people are like, well, Tobey Maguire had natural web shooters, why can't he have them? So I'm wondering if it's also a little bit of a let's bring it back to
hold that thought, Jen. Hold that thought for the tail end, okay?
Okay.
And we'll cover that there. But yeah, I mean, this rocked for 2 days on the internet, and now people will dissect this trailer until July 31st. Or if we get another one, I'm sure we'll get us a trailer number 2 just to lead us into it. But again, as Marvel, we never really know what we're gonna get and what's real. Like we saw a lot of No Way Home stuff that had Toby and Andrew erased out of it. There could be a certain situation in this one too. But we shall see. But moving on, we're moving from the street level to another galaxy far away. We're heading into Jen's neck of the woods here.
Yes.
With more Star Wars Shadow Lord.
We were born to feel this rain.